Yo, 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 what is up, everyone? Long time no see. I know I have not created a lot of content recently, but I've been working on kind of a new little project with a buddy of mine that we're rolling out in November. So I've kind of been focused on that recently. But I wanted to go over and do a weekly overview and kind of just a chart overview of everything I'm seeing and what I'm looking to trade this week. So I do want to say that we have earnings this week, and that's going to be kind of a big catalyst from overall and like kind of what's going on. So let me see here. Bring this up. So here's the earnings we got coming into the week. Big ones are going to be Tuesday after the close. We got Microsoft and Google. Wednesday we have Meta. Not a ton else. Some smaller names. I mean, lots of these names are big, but I'm just looking for the top five or six. So we got Tuesday after the bell, really big. Thursday after the bell, Amazon, Apple, Intel. That's going to be big. Wednesday we got Meta, got Boeing pre-market. So yeah, it looks like the meat is kind of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So definitely be on the lookout for those. I am personally not swinging anything in this market currently just due to the volatility and just how crazy it's been lately, where one day we go straight up, the next day we're straight down. There's really no direction whatsoever. So, that being said, let's get into the charts. So, I'm going to go over NQ mostly. We can go over ES as well. The charts are kind of similar, but yeah, let's get into it. So, this is the weekly chart on NQ. You can see we are making lower highs, lower lows, perfect bear or downtrend. But we are starting to push up now. So normally when you see an inverted hammer like this at the lows, that typically signals a reversal is coming. We did get a week where we pushed down below that, but now we are coming back up. And I did like that this candle spread was a little bit tighter and smaller, but volume was pretty high. So you can see here, like this is a big drop, basically just straight selling for a whole week, and it's a lot smaller volume than this previous one where we got smaller spread, larger volume. So this shows that buyers are present down here in this area. Now this week we are pushing up into these wicks and actually into resistance right here at this level, at this 400 level. ES actually looks a little bit stronger. Let me take these out here for a second. ES, we did get the inverted hammer. The high volume doji prior actually couldn't close below this inverted hammer, so that was nice. This was also higher volume, and now we are pushing up again. So weekly is looking good for a little bit more continuation to the upside. Daily, we did get CPI data where we dropped and then we just squeezed shorts after that, and now we're pumping up. This was a really nice bull flag here where we were coming up. If I can see a little better on maybe a 4 hour. We pumped up, pulled back, a little bit of a deep retracement, and then we got news Friday morning that really rocketed us up. But now we're coming into a key level that we really need to get above in order to keep going. This whole area about 37,800 to 37,800 or 3,800 to about 3,820 is going to be a tough area. This is just kind of where we've rejected, and this is kind of the range you're seeing right here. Let me go back to NQ. Kind of the same thing here. NQ actually looks a little bit weaker, which makes sense. Usually the tech stocks will sell off a little bit more, and then money kind of flows into the safe havens or the staples. So tech is a little bit weaker. We are coming into this area right here where there is a supply and demand zone that is pretty strong. So I have it on a 3 hour. Let me show you the 3 hour. Basing candle followed by a large drop with huge follow through. And this is happening right at 11,500. So definitely something to look out for here at that 11,500 level. Look for some sort of rejection right there. If you get above it, you can definitely push into, if you get above like 11,550, you can get a nice push into 11,600, 700. But this is going to be the area to look for right here. On ES, we are actually above that same area. This is actually the area right here. So we did break above it and we did get above it, but there's still supply in this area. So be on the lookout for that. Now I want to go over some trend lines that I have that are pretty key. So these are my current trend lines that I'm looking at on NQ. They are a little bit cleaner on NQ, which is nice. So we have an overall downtrend here that we broke, and you could see all last week we held. So even though we were going down, we were holding this trend line the entire time, which was really nice. And now we pumped out of it after we bottomed on it. So this was the bottom of the bull flag. Here's the top. Now we broke. So definitely looking for something to possibly come back and retest the breakout area and then run up. Or you can get another squeeze type of move where just as we push higher, shorts have to cover, and you get kind of a move like this where there's really no pullback whatsoever. I don't think that will happen, but really it doesn't matter what I think, so I'm not even going to go there with that. But the trend lines are true, and this is what I'm looking at right here. So we have this trend line right here that has acted as resistance almost the entire way. We did break above it, but once we got back under it, it held perfectly. And so this comes all the way down, and we're looking at an area about 11,600. Notice that we did start making this new trend line right here from the bottom of the 2nd of October. Tested it here on the 10th, tested again on the 18th. And now I'm looking for another retest in this exact same area as this larger trend line. So this, even though it's not supply and demand, this is a very key area that I'm looking at for taking a trade. I think a rejection here can offer some nice downside. Okay. On ES, there is similar trend lines, but they are not as clean. So take out this little bull flag one. So we did have this one that acted as resistance, support, 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 resistance, support, resistance, resistance. And now we're breaking out of it again. So I would expect price action to not be as clean right in this area. But once we can start pushing back up, we can get back into this, 3,900 area. And we do have some supply and demand here that lines up with the top of this channel, because we are creating basically a rising wedge or rising channel that aligns kind of right in this area. Okay. And if not, then we can maybe get something over here as well. So, and then we do have support and resistance, kind of aligns with these same areas. But going into next week overall, I'm personally going to be looking for pullbacks down here and price to hold either kind of this 3730, 3740 area, even 3750, because that was that was a big level that we broke out. But I would not doubt if we can come back here and test this zone maybe. This is the support and resistance line right under 3750. And so as you know, price can overshoot these areas a little bit. So I'd love to see an overshoot maybe down into 3735, 3740 for another leg higher into the next supply zone. So we can come back, test, and then get a nice push up into 3,800. That would offer a really nice return on your trade. So I like that idea. I also like the idea of just pushing straight up into here and then getting a rejection. That's also another possibility. Although I do think we need to form some sort of significant demand in this area, um, unless we're going to just squeeze higher. And even in like squeeze higher, you you can get kind of like consolidation where you get areas of liquidity like this one that also act as supply and demand. So even though it's still going up, the area is not very clean. You can tell that, there's a lot of orders sitting in this area. And so those offered nice bounces as well. So I would not doubt if we see maybe that in this area as well. We just kind of chop, 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 and then get a push or a dip. That's another possibility. And then for a larger move on larger time frames, definitely looking for this area, like I said, on NQ to offer some sort of rejection. So again, wouldn't mind seeing. I mean, this is kind of a big dip, but 250 or 11,250 on NQ is a very large level. We bounced and rejected at it pretty much this whole like last week and previous week, so it's a very big level. Would love to see us come back and at least get a move up into here or here into this really strong 3 hour. If not, then I would like to see us push up into 3 hour and offer a nice rejection back down, possibly creating demand here for a move higher. So something like that, or possibly come back down here, get a retest, and then we can push up. Something like that. Let me fix this. So these can offer some nice, probably 3-to-1 minimum risk to rewards here. You risk 50, you make 150, or you risk 50, you make 200. Those are the moves that I like to catch. But like I said, earnings is this week as well, so that's going to give a lot of fuel to the market up or down. So definitely be on the lookout, and I will not be swinging anything just due to those. But if you feel like you can, then do it. But overall, that's kind of what I'm looking for currently. As the week unfolds, I'll just be updating my plan and kind of going with the flow. That's kind of what you have to do in the market now. Is just you really can't have a bias up or down one way or the other. One day can be straight up, the next day can be straight down, or literally the same day can be straight up and straight down. So try not to hold on to any biases too long. We are still kind of in this choppy, shitty range down here. So until we really break out or start a new trend, be on the lookout for just some fuckery in this area. But I wanted to say that this also kind of looks like a Wyckoff structure where you get the selling exhaustion, the automatic rally. This is the spring down here, and now we're in phase E where this is looking like we are going to come up and push up. Another thing to note is the 50-day moving average on ES is at 3,900. So that can offer another rejection as well. We know that the 50-day offers support and resistance right here. Let me see what that looks like on NQ. I don't know if it's any better or worse. That's actually a really nice area. About 12,000, maybe 11,900, which is exactly where we're looking for the overall rejection to happen. So that's another interesting thing to note. Either way, this week's going to be fun. As always, protect your downside. Don't ever put your entire capital at risk. Play smart and let your winners run, man. Just let them go. If you're scalping for 10 or 20 points, the average move right now, or the average ATR on NQ is 380 points. Okay? Every day, on average, for the past 10 days, we've moved 380 points. If you're getting 10 or 20 points, I think you're really cutting yourself short on your trades. And then on ES, our average is 105 points. So if you're scalping 5 or 10 points, you're missing the majority of the day. So if you can get a momentum trade and ride it out, make sure to do it because it's really going to help you in the long run. Okay. So I think that's all I got. We'll be looking for those trades to hit. And thank you guys. We'll see you around.